one specific time in, before I went full time in my mission, I actually wanted to take some time off between jobs to find myself. And during this time, somebody who was also in the corporate world told me, hey, like, you shouldn't be taking like time off. That'll look bad on your resume. And though that's like something that I would have thought about differently in the past, at that particular moment, it just hit me very deeply. Like, who does it look bad for? And, who am I really doing all this for? And I kind of went into this existential, thought process for a while. And that lasted for like a year, my last year in the corporate world. And it was during that time that I was just, heavily, digging into digging into like books and really just trying to find myself on what I could do. And yeah, that led me to going into real estate, just because I was searching for some sort of product or service to launch. And, after just, thinking about what I could do full time that could sustain me, I figured, with real estate, it's the biggest product that exists, and I don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's someone that needs to buy, someone that needs to sell, and there's some logistics in the middle. And if I'm at a place like Microsoft and Accenture, and I'm able to push out these $billion products that are not physically tangible, and I can still, understand how the inputs and outputs of various different, compartments of the organization work together, why can't I take that knowledge and apply it to a, more tangible physical industry that I can touch and feel and be inside of, that gets traded? And that was kind of my thought. And I didn't want to just, put myself in a position where I could just, make money. I also wanted to be a full and complete human being. And to me, that looked like someone who also makes music. And I always had been fascinated by hip hop culture, and was a student of hip hop, and was, a child of just the overall ecosystem. And as someone who grew up in the United States without too many Tamil people and without too many, folks that I could, look up to, hip hop was empowering force in my life. And, as a kid, I was always good at, freestyling, and I always felt that there was, like I was always that kid that, when I got the opportunity to rap, whether it's like I got to freestyle or, rap the most famous verse that is currently in rotation, people were always somewhat impressed at, wow, you're kind of good at this. And that's always where it stood for the longest time. But the back of my mind, I knew that I have this deep passion for this craft. That's more than just, I get to, sing in my car and, just get to, show off my, skills every once in a while. Yeah. And so when I began this kind of journey, for me, fully expressing myself and having that as part of my identity was really big. So, I wanted to do that. And, the third aspect of my mission statement, which is, community service, right? That had always been something that had, been instilled in me just through my family and, like my tata being, part of, Periyar's, social activism and self-respect movement. And there was always the concept of, hey, like, everybody, needs to be put in an equitable position to be, to reap what they can out of this world. And, that had always been instilled in me. And I figured, if I'm doing this entrepreneur thing and I'm, trying to, pursue everything that I'm doing, the ultimate goal is so that I can allow others to be able to do the same, or, create some sort of a blueprint for others that come from, my situation.